Right, well, I've completed my transfer. So I was transferring from one account to another, and I was I was halting my trading activities because I had to wait for settlement date for the transfer to complete, and I was constantly trading. So I just stopped, and finally the transfer happened. And what a crucial moment it is because I've got silver open here. I rarely start off with silver, but it's not as if we haven't seen what's going on. Look at this close yesterday, Wednesday. Look at that. That close is absolutely colossal. I mean, I was thinking about this here testing 29, and we went straight through there on that Wednesday. And here we are, best close ever. Today, right, I'm doing this Thursday, very late European hours. We made a new, basically touched 30, right? Almost touched 30. It's a new high. Okay, it was just a sideways day. It was slightly red. It was basically unchanged. But silver, when you have a candle like that, you can have a couple of, you could even come back down and test 29, but you're pretty much going to make the tiniest handle ever and break out. So this $30 close is inevitable. It could happen in 4 hours from now. I think the ability to fight off golds and silver, whatever paper tricks they've been doing, it's just it's not happening. They've lost control. I don't really go into that theory too much, but if it does exist, they've lost control. You can just tell how strong silver is. By the way, look at platinum. I don't know how relevant that is, but it took out its little descending. And this, copper, that had a short squeeze, right? We've all seen that zero hedge article that just came out. Maybe you didn't see it, but we've all seen how copper, and I used to cover the commodities more, but I don't know, I just feel like you guys prefer just that I stick to gold and silver. Fine by me. But I mean, copper is worth revisiting here. It had a late squeeze because it was kind of late to the party, and it was constantly stuck in this range for a long time, for a couple of months. And it's just, I mean, I didn't really notice it until, I don't know, 1 or 2 weeks ago. But look at this squeeze this week. Is that what's going to happen? Is silver just following copper? And silver, by the way, has been outperforming gold. So we saw the silver chart testing 30. That should be the equivalent of gold testing 24 something, 24, 20, 24, 30. But we're not even testing 24. So silver outperforming gold. That's bullish. The miners, I mean, I don't know, are outperforming the metals. Outperforming silver, maybe on par with silver, but silver is on fire. So that's bullish too. So again, a sideways day, GDXJ, SILJ, they're just hovering sideways at resistance, just waiting for silver to give the green light, and then off they go, continuing to outperform. I mean, silver could squeeze, it could go up 3, 4, 5, 6%. I don't mind it going up 1 or 2 every day, but you could see a bit of a squeeze, but the miners will outperform that. And what a long way we have. We've seen the charts, SILJ, GDXJ, and you can zoom out even more, right? And I'm not in the ETFs, I'm in individual miners. There's actually a rule for European traders. You can't even buy US ETFs. It's ridiculous unless you're some institution. There might be a way around that, like buying LSE ETFs. But anyway, I like certain stocks and I bought those. And look at this GDX, that's near that descending. So remember, we've got critical breakouts coming, but it's all about silver. It's all about silver. I usually start this video off by covering the dollar. To be honest, the dollar yields, they're relevant a little bit, when you zoom in on the 1 minute chart. But the dollar, look at this breakout, right? We've all seen it. It's become less and less relevant to us because gold has just outperformed and gone up pretty much regardless of anything. On one day, it could just decide to follow the DXY or, you know, be influenced by yields. But by and large, you zoom out and after over 5 days, you've seen gold go up, whether yields go up or down, and you can always explain away why it's done what it's done, but pretty much we're going up regardless of dollar and yields. And the dollar, after this breakout, normally is supposed to go up. You can come back down a little bit, but then you continue up. This is quite, and I know there's news, it's jobs or if it's Fed rumors and FOMC stuff, but this is too much of a drop. Already that hammer looked okay. I did say we could bounce. We bounced, but very little. Look at this drop, coinciding perfectly with silver's strength. This is just, yeah, it'll bounce. It may even go up here, but I'm going to say it. I think the DXY has lost its strength that it had when it was sort of breaking out here. So, I mean, obviously we're back down. So what a time to say it. But I just feel like any bounce and it's just gonna flicker down. So, but again, it doesn't even matter. Like we kind of we're doing our thing regardless. Yields have pretty much followed the dollar. We come back down. You can see some support. So we may have a bit of a bounce there. A bit like the dollar may have a bit of a bounce. Here, the ascending doesn't work, but we've got this horizontal, right? This resistance becomes support. So they've all got a bit of support zone here. You can see why it's similar to the 10-year, 2-year, roughly. This ascending doesn't work. But what I mean is they've all got a bit of a support zone, so they may just bounce a little bit along the DXY, but I still think we're ready. We're ready to squeeze, silver squeeze. Silver squeeze could be tonight, could be Friday, could be next week, but I think it's at least at the latest next week. And think about the weekly closes, right? Those weekly candles. If I just go to silver, look at that. It's just, that was a nice one. That squeeze was nice, but we're back with higher closes. And I don't see why silver will really crash too much tomorrow, Friday. It could drop back down to 29, but I think we're going to hit 30. I really do. Now, with all that said, I've covered quite a nice amount there, but I want to go into very quickly. Now that my transfer is complete, I can actually cover some of the stocks in a bit more detail. Newmont just consolidating. Look at this just narrowing down here on this triangle, ready to squeeze, basically a close above 44 and up we go to 46. But just remember where you are. I for this transfer to happen, I had to get rid of penny stocks. And I think I may have said this already, but it hurt me so much. I had to get rid of Discovery Silver. Oh my God. Discovery Silver, look what it did. I had to get rid of it pretty much. I'm gonna hate saying this, 60, like 5 down here. And I knew it was gonna go up. I didn't know it was gonna go up this fast, but that hurt me to sell it because I couldn't transfer it because it's a penny stock. And look what it's done. I mean, I would have made, 4 figures extra just holding it. And that really hurt. And look, it's just ready to go all the way to 1. I've said it every time I covered it. And now it's going to do it without me. And I'm so pissed at Interactive Brokers for this. But anyway, so I get that out of the way because that's extremely painful. Some people say that, you know, missing a trade is worse than losing money. Maybe because that really, I had to go outside for a walk to get over that one. Now let's go over some of them. So obviously the rest of the seniors, they were able to be transferred. So I still hold pretty much everything. I think I got rid of Go Gold and Discovery Silver. That was it. Those are the only 2 penny stocks that I held. So I won't be covering those anymore. Definitely not Discovery because it just hurts me so much unless you guys insist. I'm going to try and get those penny stock permissions back, but I just couldn't find a way of doing it and I had to hurry up with the transfer. But otherwise, all of these guys, quiet day today. It's all quiet on the Western Front, but it's like the quiet before the storm. And I feel like, honestly, it could be tomorrow. Up we go, Newmont. We've got so much ground to cover. Nice dividend, biggest, stock in the GDX, just a beast. Recently had good news. This with gold squeezing, because gold will squeeze with silver, this should just be all the way up here. So, I'm going to identify the levels, but I'm telling you, I am not selling anything now. Like, this is the heaviest holding I actually added today. I mean, I've been selling some stocks and I've been adding others higher than when I sold the others. Newmont, I left alone. I haven't sold that in a while, but I expect this just to keep going up. Barrick Gold has underperformed a little bit some of the other seniors, but recently it's actually outperformed a little bit if you really zoom in, like today, right? It's an update. That's nice. So that should go all the way back up to 20. That should go to 20 and squeeze on this descending, which is a similar to one to the GDX chart, but it's actually less evolved. So it needs to catch up with GDX. This is just going to go all the way up here and start squeezing the descending. Nico, constant outperformer, the best of the best, in my opinion. Normally, I would never buy this. I haven't added it at all. I haven't even sold really. I'm holding. This is my second biggest hold. No, it's my biggest holding. The next biggest is Pan America. They keep changing because they're very close by on the value. This will just keep going up, basically. I really don't see. I know it's a nice vertical move up, but the value is just so cheap. If you consider everything behind it, all in sustaining cost, mine life, and just everything. Pan American Silver, this is the kind of one that I've been trimming tiny amounts, but now, honestly, with silver hitting 30, I feel like buying back higher. And it doesn't matter. I'm over those, that psychological weakness that people have where, oh no, but I sold there. That means I can't buy higher. Or, vice versa. Oh, I bought this stock here. I can't sell it below. That means I take a loss. It's just deep down, if something's going to go up or down. And you've got to get over this, whether you take a loss officially, because it is what it is. If I want to buy this and it's going to go up, it's worth buying. And Pan American silver will definitely go up if silver goes up. So I didn't buy it today because I just didn't buy it. I bought Equinox and I added to Mag Silver, believe it or not, the one I hate or used to hate. Equinox and Mag Silver and Franco Nevada I added to, sorry. But this one will just keep going up. And I mean, it's worth a lot. It's my second heaviest holding, but if there's a drop, I'm adding to it. But this one, it could just go to 30 very quickly. I was thinking about this today. It could just go to 30. If silver starts to take out its $30 and starts to run to 32, 34, I mean, Pan America will just hit 24 and then next stop pretty much 30. It's a squeeze candidate. SSRM, I've trimmed that one recently around. I trimmed it quite a bit the last like 3, 4 days. It's like the last trading days I did, besides today. But this one is very likely to go up now. I think I got a bit flushed out. It was a bit too heavy. It was my heaviest stock, and it's not really type of stock that's following the GDX perfectly. It's doing its own thing because of its Turkish mine issue that it suffered here. And I just want to have more control in all the stocks. And this one was a little bit, it was like a sore thumb sticking out. All the others made sense. They were following the GDX. And this one it'd be worth the most. And it might be red on a good day. I thought, no, I'm not up for that. I want predictability. Wheaton, that's just acting like Agnico. It's just going up constantly. It's basically at all-time highs, ready to make new highs. That will fit in perfectly with what silver's about to do. And gold, Franco Nevada, I told you that I added that one. I need to get rid of this graffiti over here. But yes, we're going all the way up. That's my opinion. Franco Nevada had a bit of a drop day. I mean, when I bought it, I pretty much bought it near the low of day, gap fill, fire resistance, perfect stuff. So I bought that. And I just think it's going to go all the way up. It's got a lot of catching up to do. These are serious times for the metals. This is a monster stock. It's one of the best of the best. And I don't care about this Panamanian drop. Up we go. This will make new highs, I reckon. So I was up for that. Metalla, don't like it. It's a bit too risky. This is so cheap. But I've re-rated it myself, and I just don't think it's worth adding. I prefer to add to others, which is what I did. First Majestic, this one had bad earnings, but what a pop so far, what a bounce rather, holding the ascending. I think it'll go up. I mean, if silver squeezes, I don't care what your bad news is, you're going up and you're going much, much higher. You'll go to 10, but it's worth a decent amount. I forgot whether I trimmed something, maybe at $8 I trimmed something, but I'm happy with the holding. I don't know, I just didn't add, I told you where I added, right? And I'm happy with what I've got, and I think it will squeeze. So I just held it. Nothing there. Next one is just doing a bit randomly. CDE did nothing there. That's holding nicely, outperforming AG. It's quite one of the strong silver stocks. Now, this is my favorite one to go up. So I expect this to go up as much as Discovery. This will be the one that makes up for Discovery. This one will just squeeze. If silver takes out 30, I'm sorry, this is just gonna start having like a 20% day. I'm quite sure of it. I've always told you how much I love Curl Duckland. Fortuna, that one, look at that. Wow, I didn't even notice that. Didn't really have a crazy day, up 1.5%, but look at that. You can see how strong it is. It's totally taken out, outperforming CDE, maybe not percentage wise, but relative performance recently. Look at that, new highs. It had good news recently too. Imagine, there we are. Look at that. Imagine silver at 30. We're going to be at 6 immediately, same day, pre-market, and then we're back in the absolute high range of the COVID crisis and pretty much the high of its life, which is $10. So we'll be up here at 6. We'll go a bit higher, right? $34. We'll be at 8. Bit of back and forth, and then there'll be an extra squeeze and up we go to 10, which is still 100% from where we are. Amazing, Fortuna. Well done. You deserve it. EXK, that one also continuing. Look at this move. This is from 150 to 350. That's obviously over 100%. But you can see it wants to go higher. Next stop, 380, 385. Who knows? It could overdo it if there's a real squeeze. I mean, this could be up 20, another one that can be up 20% pre-market or something on a, on a bit of a silver squeeze day, even more. I'd seen it. I remember it. It was plus 30, 35%, some of these, like Sunday, Monday, or whenever that silver squeeze day was. I remember, and I was trimming into that. And then that was a high, like pre-market. So this one just beautiful. I haven't sold anything. No sales for a while for several trading days. I think last sale was SSRM. It was just buying those three stocks. Mag Silver is one that I bought. Now Mag Silver I've hated for a while because of this downtrend, and here it was underperforming the others as the others popped a bit like EXK. Look at EXK's pop. But I have to admit today on an up day, I bought it up like 1.8%, 13. Oh God, 13, 18, 13, 19 or something. Oh, whatever, it's the same thing as where it is now anyway. I just liked that it was green on a bit of a red day at the time. And I think that plus it's one of my lowest holdings. I wanted some silver exposure and I just thought, oh, I might as well add the mag, go on. I could have done Pan America or any of the others, but they're worth so much more than me. They're worth like 3 times as much as mag at least. I thought, okay, let's just pump mag up a little bit. I went in like 2/5. I added 2/5 extra. Think it's the right way to put it mathematically. And this will just rise. I don't think it will outperform CD or the others, but there you go. I am gold. That one has just been outperforming for some time, especially on this pop good news. Was it this week? This week up 10% or something on some good news. Obviously, this one I chased, if you remember, $3. There was a 295 and 305, average 3. And here we are, 450. It's just huge gains already. And I have no intention of stopping until we go much higher. Much higher, like I'm talking about sevens, that kind of thing. Yeah, so amazing. SBSW, look at this one. Remember that platinum, palladium also doing okay. Copper, this is like a bit of a multi-metal one. I think this one will, you know, it's really going to break out soon. Look at this double bottom, higher low there. So no triple bottom, higher low. It's just got to close above 580, a close above 580, and this thing will squeeze and it should coincide perfectly with the rest of the commodities, metals sort of popping off, which they seem to be doing. So I have high hopes for this. I have a decent amount in there. I could put more, but I don't want to. It's a high risk one. But if this one pops, and I think it will, huge gains. Let's look at some of the others. I was looking at some of the others because oh, sorry, Equinox. I'll finish with Equinox because now that I own it. Me, yeah, so Equinox, I think it had bad news, but it's type of stock to bounce quite well off bad news. It's a Ross Beatty stock, I believe. It's pretty low. It has big days when the metals go up. It's one of those ones that goes up as much as like Hecla or Fortuna or Pan America. It has those 8% days sometimes. I think it's held this quite well. And it was a green day for red sector, kind of unchanged. It was outperforming. I just feel like this will go all the way up to six. Like if we have a squeeze, this is going to go to 650 and keep going. I don't care what the news is. So that's why I bought that one. All right, Eldorado, I was considering that one, but it's flagging a bit too high for me. That's why I bought the others. This looks good. Continuation, definitely. Heckler, this is the one stock that I wanted for a long time and I've just never ended up buying it. I remember telling you guys it's a good buy here, but I was buying, CDE at $2, so I don't really regret it, but I do. And I have enough money on the sidelines doing nothing, so I wish I'd obviously bought it because I'd be up a decent amount. And to be honest, this thing is going all the way up to 8, 9, 10 if everything keeps going the way it looks like it's going to go. So it's still 100% move almost from where it is now. Let's just say if I'm surprised and there's a flush, that's why I have lots of cash on the sidelines in case I'm wrong. And Heckler is definitely one of the candidates. B2Gold was another one I was considering. I feel like it's finally out of the doldrums. It was really underperforming. Look at these horrible candles whilst everything was doing well. But I think people are, I think they now reckon that the Mali issue is too heavily priced in and this is actually great value. I think I'm going back on what I was saying before, but I was really considering buying B2Gold. It's got good dividend, good management, good everything good. It's just their best mine is in Mali, and for me, Mali is over because the West is just losing their colonies everywhere. I mean, well, the French basically getting kicked out of what's that place called? That island on the right of Australia, Caledonia or something, French Caledonia or something. Or whatever, another colony that's revolting against the French. It's just a domino effect. Um, but regardless, yeah, we're getting kicked out of all our places and kind of deserve to be. But still, I reckon this company has been a bit too obliterated for for that. So I think it's good value, and I just hesitated. But I reckon this is going to pop up. I reckon very, very imminently, $3 close above three, and then up you go 340. And then I'm going to look back and say, yeah, that was a good one. But I bought something else that did just as well, but 20%. I don't know. I just feel like I should own it. Kinross, that's done great. Look at that. Just vertical up. That's not the kind of thing I want to buy. Kinross is just a good one, but I've never really felt the urge to buy it. Now, Goldfield, I don't know what the hell's going on with Goldfields. I don't even know if there was news today, but that was a bit of a drop. Imagine we go down, that could go all the way back down to here quickly. I've owned it, I sold it pretty much. Well, I've forgotten where I sold it. The charts evolved so much. Near the highs, 17 on the way up. I've done great. And I bought the drop. This one I've made a lot of money on. I never found out how much, but the percentage move was really from the lows to the highs. That's why I never bought back in. But I remember, yeah, it's done quite a nice bounce. I'm still not interested unless it comes all the way down. But why would it do that? Because the sector's going to keep going up. Nova Gold, finally. Doesn't interest me, but it's good to see it have strength. This one is just crushed. It's just very weak on the move up, but this one could start perform because it looks like it's finally getting some momentum. So it could have some big percentage gains just to make up some of its huge losses. Harmony, a bit like Goldfields, just gone up too much. A bit like Eldorado to EGO, very similar, just up, up, up. This one, great company, South Africa, I believe, but it's just too much of a vertical move up. I can't chase that. I used to own it years ago. Finally, Anglo Gold. It's just not enough upside percentage. I could easily hit 30, 33. Anyway, I don't know. I just sort of went through a list there. I don't think I missed out any of my stocks. But there you go. That's what I think of the sector, the metals, the momentum. That's what I did. Those are the trades. And just that Discovery Silver. Oh my God. It's just so frustrating. But Interactive Brokers did give me like $1,000 for free just for the transfer. But it still doesn't make up for what I would have made in the last 3, 4 days of just holding Discovery. Anyway, let's see what happens. Is tomorrow the day, that silver closes above 30? Everyone's watching that. I feel like they're losing control of the suppression, if that's indeed what they're doing. But silver at 30 would be huge, huge. And I'm ready for it. And if it doesn't happen, it should happen next week. But yeah, I'll do my portfolio update on the weekend where I go into a bit more detail. Good luck to all of us. A very, very exciting time, very profitable time too.